I'm going to explore the ways of how monsters reflect society and how it reveals moral truths. In this slideshow, I will explain the correlation and relationship between monsters and society, showing how they reveal truths of humanity. I will explore how Frankenstein proves this claim, the different moral truths hidden in the stories, and how they use symbolic representations. My introduction. The word monster has been around for many centuries. It was derived from the word monstre, and the term monster is typically used to describe evil creatures that have no sense of good and are horrid. But in every monster story comes a message that gives a deeper understanding of reality and relays deep knowledge that gives the reader a different perspective on concepts that are deeply rooted into our own minds. In this slideshow, I'll explore the ways on how monsters reflect humanity along with their fears by providing information from sources, speeches for Dr. Frankenstein, the morals of monster stories, essays on children's picture book messages, and that join a similar conversation as my own, and correlating those texts to my claim to reveal that monsters are just a way of expressing moral truths of our own realities. For my monster, I chose Frankenstein as a general concept to explain it, my thesis. Monsters are vile creatures. They're conceptual demons that will always be a part of humanity. They spread evil and are known to be untrustworthy and dreadful. Now, my monster Frankenstein was first written in 1818 as a monster who was brought back to life by Victor Frankenstein. Frankenstein becomes a murderer because he is abandoned by his creator, left all alone in the world. In this topic, I'll explain how Frankenstein is a correlation to drug abuse. In this article, the article depicts the novel Frankenstein and the metaphors that relay a message. After Frankenstein was created, he asked his creator, Dr. Frankenstein, why he was created. After being so devoted to creating and bringing the monster to life, he became addicted to this experiment, even attaching his own emotions to it. His joy from creating the monster and his suffering from the frustration in creating it are reflections of humanity and its drug addictions. Through depression, one seeks to escape reality by taking drugs, causing themselves to become worse and worse, eventually reaching ego death, or death. The euphoric feeling from the drugs causes the human to become addicted, causing suffering to oneself by not taking care of themselves and their reality. The next topic I will explore is how Frankenstein and its correlation to consequence and responsibility. In the article, after having abandoned the monster, Dr. Frankenstein seems to pursue for his own creation. After abandoning Frankenstein, the creator soon regrets his decision and tries to find Frankenstein. The story shows the consequences of his actions after Frankenstein soon kills Victor's little brother. This can reflect how when oneself avoids responsibility and tries to avoid their own problems instead of facing them head on, they seem to be face to face with the consequences, causing great stress and trouble. Now, Frankenstein's correlation towards tragedy and peace. Now, to find peace, one must pursue love within oneself. In order to love themselves, they have to go through great tragedy and crisis that truly breaks them to their lowest point. Frankenstein is born and struck with tragedy soon after being created. With this crisis, he soon realizes that after killing his creator's little brother, that he should not take it on the world, but rather discover his inner self and love himself as he thought he couldn't love anybody. Victor tries to heal by rejoining with Frankenstein, but is refused. This reflects self-love along with problematic relationships with two partners. One partner hurts themselves and their partner, causing both to be hurt but still in love. When one partner realizes that their relationship will never work out, they go on to love themselves. But when the other person is so stuck in that relationship wanting it to be like it was, they are refused, causing pain. Now, symbolic representations. When children grow up, they come across monster stories. These monster stories each have messages in them relaying knowledge to the children. In this source, in this article, Leslie explains that each essay is meant to relay a message to children to help create a rightful moral truth in their early development stages, to help them cope with their own monsters while maintaining peace and knowledge and overcoming their challenges. When growing up, people are always faced with their unknown. And throughout life, people are faced with new challenges and experiences that they have to overcome. In childhood, these stories try to soften up the unknown, making it easier in adulthood when they're on their own with their own challenges. These monster stories use symbolic representation as a way to relay messages to children without directly telling them the message they tend to foretell. Now, a counter-argument to my claim. I have found articles arguing that monsters are fixated evil beings who do nothing but spread evil. In the article, he explains how monsters are figures of pure malevolence, mentioning that monsters are supposed to be fixedly and inescapably evil, and thus they could not freely choose if they want to do evil or if they don't. Russell's claim stands on the point that monsters are nothing but vile creatures. They don't have freedom and are trapped in a loop of evil that they cannot escape from. Russell's definition is right to say that they are evil figures, but that would mean they are born that way. He explains how their motives are beyond understanding when most monsters are created through evil and manifest that evil through rage and sadness. Regardless of Russell's claim, monsters can still be looked at as reflections of our own inner self that reveal and relay moral truths of our own realities. This is the work that I use, the articles that I use to explain